you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans up to who you really are according to the Bible. There's a lot of violence that we have amongst each other. A lot of senseless crime amongst our own people. And yet the enemy has pitted us against each other to make it seem like we're at war with each other. But yet we have to come to this Bible and come together. We have to find the solutions in this Bible and understand what we must be doing as a people.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
We have been oppressed together. Go to Deuteronomy 28. We have been oppressed together. We are in the same conditions. We share the same hoods, the same ghettos. We are going through the same issues. So why are we at war with each other? Because we have not been taught our history. We have not been taught who we are according to the Bible. We have not been taught that we must come together. Give me that, hold that, give me Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Read that for me.
The book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desire.
We are a nation not desire. We do not gather together under the banner of this Bible. Hey, come holler at us, brother. If you got a minute, come talk to us. The presence that you see out here right now, we're out here for you. We're out here for our people. We're tired of seeing our people shooting each other. We're tired of our people in the midst of crime day after day. This is our job, is to wake our people up, to give them a better way of life, to show them how to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's our job. That's what we're commanded to do. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
It's my brother Tyree right here.
Okay. What's going on, bro? You ever seen us before?
Here and there when I've been driving.
Okay. All right. So we're here today because we're in Wewoka, right? And what we know of today, there's a lot of violence going on amongst you all and Native Americans, right? So-called blacks and so-called Native Americans. Why do you think that that's an issue?
I seen y'all. Okay.
Right. It shouldn't be no issue, right? Give me Leviticus 19. It shouldn't be no. How you doing today, sis?
I am blessed.
Good.
I am blessed, and I'm thankful to see this little town have some support just coming from y'all.
Right.
I've been here a year.
Okay.
And I thank God for y'all presence.
This is the thing. Our job is to give hope to the people, because a lot of time living in these situations, we don't see no hope. We can't see no way to get up out of this. We can't vision ourselves being greater than what we are, right? So now, give me Leviticus 19. The reason why, because like you said, you don't see why there should be an issue, right? But I'm going to give you a reason. If we just kept this law, we wouldn't have these issues. But this is why we have these problems. Read that.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
The Bible commands us to not hate our brother in our heart, right? But what happens? That hatred is built up in us. Why? Why do we have that hatred? Why? Because he got shoes on that I like, that I don't have, or he's wearing a color that I don't like, he's not from a block or a set that I'm not from. The Bible tells us not to hate each other in our hearts. Come on.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
But this is why we have what they call black on black crime. This is why we kill and shoot each other. This is why we sell drugs to each other. This is why we have single parent households, because we don't love one another enough to be able to live with one another without these issues. We have been stripped of God's laws. That's why we have all these issues going around in our communities today. This is why all this violence is happening. If we just kept these laws, we wouldn't have these issues. Read that.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
The Bible tells us to rebuke our neighbor, meaning show them what they should and should not be doing, and not suffer sin upon them, because when we're murderers, we're in the midst of sin. When we're adulterers, we're in the midst of sin. When we're selling drugs and using drugs, we're in the midst of sin. Our job is to tell our people to come out of those things. What you looking at right here, bro? Right. So did you know that these are what they say the lost tribes of Israel? This is our job. This is why we out here. And like I was talking with the brother here, this is the reason why we don't, give me that in Jeremiah 14. This is why we have lost our identity. This is why we don't see each other as brothers. This is why we have crime amongst one another that is high. Read that for me.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So the Bible says we were going to discontinue from our heritage. We were no longer going to call ourselves an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, or an Israelite from the tribe of Reuben, or an Israelite from the tribe of Gad. We were no longer going to call ourselves by those names. Now we call ourselves blacks, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, things like that, right? We no longer call ourselves by what our God-given name is, read.
Even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So we have discontinued from our heritage. Our laws is God's heritage. This is what we don't have as a people. This is why we have how long have you lived there? 28 years. Same, right? So you see the issues that are in the community, correct? So what are the solutions? What are the solutions to get ourselves out of this position?
Wake them up.
How do we love one another? That's a great thing, right? That we have to love one another, right? Now let's see how we love one another according to the Bible, because that's right. We do have to love one another. We love y'all. I've never met y'all in my life, but I got love for y'all. Why? Because I see the conditions that we in. I'm still in those same conditions, but I see and I've learned a better way now. Now my job is to go teach you. We could have been somewhere else, right? But we love our people. This is why we out here. We see the struggle. We see what's happening. We see the violence. We see the death. That's why we out here. Give me that in John. Well, I'm going to show you what love is according to the Bible. How we love each other according to the Bible. Read that. Because we haven't been taught these things, right? We have some type of an understanding, but yet we haven't really been taught exactly how to do these things. Read that for me.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So the Bible says this is the love of God. Come on.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. Now go to Exodus 20, because one of those commandments is thou shalt not kill, right? Let's get that real quick. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
What do we do as a community? We have had, and remember we read in Leviticus 19 that we shouldn't hate our brother in our heart, right? But we have had a deep hatred for each other, so where this is what we do to each other, right? Where did that hatred come from? Who put that hatred in us? Why do we have that hatred with each other? For example, sis. So when we look at this sign real quick, I want you to see what tribe you come from, right? Because I want to make an example. I want to make an example. So according to this sign, where would you go? What would you be called today in America?
Bring the sign over. Bring it over.
What would you be called? What would America call you today? Seminole Indian, right? What would America call you? I'd be a Judah. What would America call you? Judah, right? But right here in Wewoka, there's an issue between y'all, right? Not saying y'all per se, but between so-called Seminole Indians and so-called American blacks. Who put that hatred in y'all? What happened is we have been, give me Deuteronomy 28 real quick. I'm going to go to that too. Deuteronomy 28:15. What happened is we fell from God. We stopped keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. So he said there was going to be curses to come upon us for not keeping his laws. Read that for me.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it said all these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us, right? So for not keeping God's laws, there was going to be things that we had to suffer for not doing that, right?
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example.